The most advanced agricultural countries in the world. A major component of the global economy, especially in emerging nations, is agriculture. This long-standing economy serves as the primary source of food, income, employment, and other basic requirements around the world. The Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, estimates that 67% of the world's population works in agriculture. It's represented 39.4% of the GDP, while 43% of the exports were made up of agricultural products. Welcome to another incredible agriculture video where we explore the innovations shaping agriculture. Stay tuned as we provide all the information on the top agricultural producing countries on the globe in this video. Let's dive into the video together. High agricultural output and advanced economies are two characteristics shared by most advanced agricultural countries in the world. These countries' high agricultural output has forced them to invest in agriculture innovation technology to maintain and increase their yields. During the past few years, agriculture's contribution to the growth of the global economy has made significant progress. 26% of the world's land is utilized for livestock grazing, with approximately 11% of that area dedicated to agriculture. Food, fuel, fiber, and raw materials production are the key agricultural product categories. Let's take a look at the complete list of the top advanced agriculture producing countries. Stick around to the end where we offer a bonus for you. The top advanced agricultural countries in the world produce the best food products. Let's look at the list now. 10. Brazil, $16.46 billion. Brazil is the world's top producer of sugarcane, turning out more than 600 million tons annually. Brazil is the world's second largest producer of soybeans, and these beans are used widely. Brazil is the world's top supplier of ethanol, coffee, meat, and soybeans. Soybean crop production takes up around 7% of Brazil's total land area. Brazil produces 1/3 of all oranges on Earth. They have a long history of being one of the top agricultural nations. In Brazil, agriculture occupies about 41% of the land. Its total size is 2.1 billion acres, of which 867.4 million acres are used for cultivation. 9. Japan, $28.42 billion. Only 2% of Japan's GDP is derived from agriculture, while 10% of the population works on farms. The Seidan and Tambo are the two main categories of agricultural fields in Japan. The area under cultivation in Japan decreased from 6.09 million hectares in 1961 to 4.65 million hectares in 2006. About 200,000 hectares of land remain idle in Japan, and rice production has dropped by 20% in recent years. Food self-sufficiency decreased from 78% in 1961 to 39% in 2006. The government of Japan now intends to raise it to 50%. Rice consumption has decreased due to the time change during the past 40 years, whereas the daily dietary intake of milk and other dairy products, as well as meat, has increased significantly. This includes a rise in consumer demand for upscale cuisine. 8. France, $33.20 billion. France is the top producer of meat, milk, wine, sugar beets, oilseeds, cereals, and grain products in the EU. Over 29 million metric tons of sugar beets were produced in France. The greatest exporter of alcoholic beverages and drinks is France, and this figure has increased by 6% in recent years. In the last few years, there has been a 7% decline in meat and other animal products and a 12% increase in flour and cereals. During the recent times, the actual income from agriculture increased by 4%. In France, there are roughly 730,000 farms, and about 7% of people work in agriculture, forestry, or other related fields. 7. Mexico, $43.03 billion. Wheat, sugarcane, peppers, corn, bananas, sorghum, blue agave, avocados, beans, other tropical fruits, and more are some of Mexico's major agricultural products. They excel at exporting agricultural products such as fruit, coffee, vegetables, and sugar. About 50% of the land in Mexico is utilized for livestock, and about 15% of the land is used for agriculture. In Mexico, a sizable number of livestock is produced, including chicken, eggs, beef, and milk. Both historically and politically, Mexico's economy depends heavily on agriculture. A modest portion of Mexico's GDP comes from agriculture. The nation also excels at exporting agricultural products. Growing crops is the primary aspect of Mexican agriculture, and crops account for half of the country's total agricultural output. 6. Russia, $44.72 billion. In Russia, there are more than 23 million hectares under cultivation. Grain farming takes up around half of the amount of farmland. 70% of the nation's total grain production comes from there. In all of Russia, wheat is the most common food crop. As a result, beet production has greatly increased in recent years. In Russia, wheat, potatoes, and sugar beets are grown on 13% of the country's agricultural area. Rye, barley, oats, and maize are the cereals which are also the primary crop. The agricultural sector accounts for about 6% of Russia's overall GDP. 5. Turkey, $45 billion. Turkey's populace works primarily in agriculture, while there are growing industries and service sectors. They can grow any type of crop due to its favorable environment, excellent soil, and plentiful rainfall. This accounts for 1/4 of the overall farm production's gross value. Turkey produces more wheat than any other country in the world, followed by sugar beet, milk, and cows. On the farm, some 100 million turkeys are kept for agriculture. In 2018, the agricultural sector in Turkey produced roughly 19.2% of all jobs. It is the biggest producer of hazelnuts, raisins, figs, and apricots. The fourth largest producer of both grapes and vegetables is Turkey. It produces tobacco in the sixth largest amount. 4. Germany, $46.81 billion. Pork, chicken, potatoes, milk, cereal, beef, sugar beets, cabbages, barley, and wheat are among Germany's top agricultural products. 80% of the country's land is used for farming and forestry. A 124-acre plot of land is used for farming by about 87% of German farmers. In Germany, half of the space is used for agriculture. Additionally, the nation's 1 million residents produce agricultural products worth 50 billion euros annually. In terms of exports of agricultural products, Germany came in third. Approximately 1/3 of Germany's exports are goods. About 10% of Germans are involved in organic farming. The fourth largest producer of beer worldwide is Germany. German river valleys in the south and west are filled with grapes. The agricultural output of Germany varies by region. 3. India, $266.67 billion. Indians rely on agriculture for about 58% of their income. According to recent statistics, half of the population relies mainly on agriculture, which accounts for 17 to 18% of their GDP. India ranks first in the world to produce milk, second for dry fruits, third for fish, fourth for eggs, and fifth for poultry. In the last 14 years, Indian agriculture production climbed by 87 to 397 USD billion, or 11% annually. The largest producer of wheat worldwide is India. They also have the largest irrigated area in the world, at 96 million hectares. Indian agriculture has various facets, yet just horticulture and animal farming accounts for 60% of the country's total agricultural GDP. 2. United States, $1.7 trillion. In the United States, sugarcane, potatoes, coffee, sugar beets, and bananas are the main crops. After 1990, the United States agricultural sector grew by 5% annually. Aside from that, every farmed worker's output increased by 0.84% annually. The most timber is produced in the United States. Approximately 70% of the nation's forests are officially owned, and little logging is allowed. The United States exports agricultural products on a net basis. According to the 2007 agricultural census, there were 2.2 million farms in the area used for agriculture. The largest crop in the United States, yielding 247,882,000 metric tons, was corn. In the second one, at 74,598,000 metric tons, is soybeans. The third one was wheat, which produced 69,327,000 metric tons. 1. China, $2.66 trillion. China feeds 22% of the world's population on only 7% of the arable land. The land in China is heavily used for agriculture. There are gardens in many of the building walls and on the highways. Only 10 to 15% of China's land is suitable for agriculture, now due to the loss of 1/5 of its fertile land in 1949. China holds 545,960 square kilometers of irrigated land. China is also known as the world's largest producer of rice. Soybeans, Kelliang, sorghum, wheat, millet, and corn were all produced using this method. In 2021, the agriculture sector made a sizable 7% contribution to its GDP. According to statistics, the market for its smart agriculture has developed quickly, rising from $14 billion in 2015 to $27 billion in 2020. Well, that is it for today. Tell us in the comments section what your thoughts are about these advanced agricultural countries of the world. If you want more informative videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe to the Incredible Agriculture YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get the notifications for our next upload. We hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay curious. Thanks for watching.